Hi guys, welcome back to Dev Astrology. Today we are doing the monthly reading, and this reading is being done for the sign of Cancer. You can watch this reading both from a Cancer moon sign as well as from a Cancer rising ascendant perspective. Now guys, before we get started with the reading, I want to draw your attention to the fact that we've already done the readings for Jupiter transit into the sign of Gemini. If you've not had a chance, I will request you to please go ahead and check out that video. It will give you a lot of insights as to what that major transit is going to be delivering for you. He is a critical planet for your particular chart as well. He is your ninth lord, and thus it's important for you to understand that transit as well. But before we deep dive into this reading, I would just want to draw your attention towards some important dates. So let's check out the dates as to when these transits are coming into play, and then we are going to be discussing the impact of those transits for the month of May. Now, guys, before we proceed further, it is important for you to draw your attention towards some of the key dates that are going to be impacting us during this month. And the transit of the planets on these dates is what will set the tone for you to understand as to how the transit for the month of May is going to be impacting you. So, first and foremost, Sun is in Aries until May 13th, and then it gets into the sign of Taurus from May 14th onwards. You have Mercury in the sign of Pisces, and it will get in Aries from May 6th. That is how I have depicted that in your chart as well. Venus continues to be in its sign of exaltation in Pisces, and it will get in Aries from May 31st. So, for the entirety of this month, Venus will continue in its sign of exaltation and deliver the impact that you've been seeking, while Mars is in the sign of Cancer since April 2nd onwards. It's going to be there in its sign of debilitation throughout the course of this month, and it is going to change its position in June itself. Then you have Jupiter, which is in Taurus in Mrikshira Nakshatra itself. It has been stationed there from April 10th, and it will get into the sign of Gemini from May 14th onwards. Now, guys, I've done a very detailed video of Jupiter transit. If you've not had a chance, please go ahead and check that out, and you will get a lot of clarity from that particular video as well. Saturn has got into the sign of Pisces in Uttakshatra, which is ruled by himself, Saturn himself, on April 27th. So that's an important movement that has come into play. Rahu is in Pisces in Purvabhadrapada Nakshatra, which is again ruled by Jupiter, and it is going to be making its true transit into the sign of Aquarius from May 29th onwards. So for the sake of this particular reading, we are going to see majorly it from Pisces itself. And then last but not the least, Ketu is in Virgo in Uttara of Sun. It will continue in the same nakshatra and get into the sign of Leo with its true transit happening on May 29th. So these are the important dates. Now let's deep dive into the reading itself. So guys, as you can see on your chart here, you have Mars sitting in your first house whilst Ketu is sitting in your third, and he is almost inching into your second house itself, which will happen on 29th of May, as I said. Whilst Rahu, bang opposite to it, is inching to your 8th. You have Saturn placed in your 9th, Venus sitting in exaltation in your 9th house itself. Then Mercury, I've represented that in your 10th house. It is currently in your 9th house at the time of recording of this video, and it's going to be moving into your 10th house on 6th of May. Sun for the half of the month is going to be in the 10th house, and the next half is going to be in the 11th, while Jupiter for the first half is going to be in the 11th and moving into your 12th house. First and foremost, let's understand what is the dignity and position of this Mars going to mean for you. Mars is the lord of your 5th house and your 10th house. It is a Karaka planet for you guys. And he is placed in debilitation but in ascendant in your Rashi, in your Lagna itself. It's an important placement of this Mars for you folks. It gives you the strength, the ability, the workaholism, the madness, the maniac behavior to just push yourself to the zilt to achieve your goals, your objectives, your target, your karma, your work, your profession, whatever you are doing. I can sense Cancer. You've not been sitting back. You've been resilient. You've been aggressive. You've been putting your best foot forward for the last few days since Mars came from Gemini into the sign of Cancer. In its debilitation, though, it has brought in some level of frustration as well, but it has also brought in a lot of energy inside you. It has pushed you to put in that effort, that necessary effort required to accomplish the outcomes. And I think, Cancer, you are pursuing in the right direction. Being the Lord of the 10th house and in your first house, 4 places away, somewhere or the other, you are enjoying this madness as well. I know there is some level of frustration, but you are enjoying the hard work. You are enjoying the effort that you are putting in. That is a positive thing. The other bit for you to understand is that this placement of Mars is going to bring in some temper. It is going to bring in some aggression. It is going to bring in some level of energy inside you. And that too, when Sun is sitting in exaltation in your 10th house itself. So when it comes to your efforts, no matter what stage of life, you are a student watching this video, you are a working professional, you are a business person, you are a homemaker, you are a retired person, yet you are trying to keep yourself active. That is the beauty of this Mars and Surya Sun position dignity in your chart at this point in time. And it is going to continue. From a Mars perspective, it is going to continue till 6th of June, whilst Sun is going to remain exalted in your 10th house. So you will be focused. You are going to be busy throughout. And I see that in a positive light itself. Then I also observe that your fifth, Mars being the fifth lord, being in your ascendant, it is going to bring some level of creativity as well in the way you are going to pursue these opportunities. It is not that you are just going to sit back and do things as it is in a templatized fashion. No, you are going to challenge yourself. You are going to immerse yourself in exploring things in a different fashion. And that is one of the most important things that you are going to be doing at this point in time, Cancer. Good work on that front too. However, you see, when Mars is in the first house, it tends to bring some bit of temper as well. It tends to bring some bit of aggression as well, especially because it could be giving a negative impact in its debilitation. What are the signs in your, because he represents romance in your romantic life with your loved ones, with your partner, in your with your kids? You might exhibit some bit of that aggression in a negative way. If that is happening, that is where you need to take a step back and you need to practice some caution. Now, I have to remind you that this Mars is giving an exalted aspect to your 7th house as well, which means that aggression could rub off negatively to your spouse, to your partner, to your formal relationships as well. And that is where you'll have to be extremely cautious there as well. But at the same time, some level of aggression, some level of possessiveness is actually attractive, guys. And if you are able to find that balance, that assertion in you, that is going to make you very attractive around. It is going to gain respect from your kids. It is going to find that level of fire with the better half, with your loved ones, with your partner as well. So that's a positive sign there. Now, from a fifth lord perspective, it is actually a ninth movement into the ascendant, which means that somewhere or the other, luck will favor you when it comes to your investment strategies, your investment calls, in terms of your education as well. If you're looking forward to make certain critical decisions at this point in time, luck is going to be supporting you. And remember, Jupiter is sitting in your 11th house. So he is also giving an aspect back to the 5th house. It is giving an aspect to the 3rd as well as the 7th. And we'll talk about that in a bit. But it is going to be favorable with respect to the 5th house decisions. If you have any wish fulfillment, if you have any goals, objectives, targets that you have sorted for yourself, you should be able to accomplish them as well. And that is a positive sign there too. Of course, this is mainly when these planets are in this position in the first half of the month. In the second half, it is going to be Sun who's going to be present there, whilst Jupiter is going to move to the 12th house. But Sun is also going to be giving an aspect to the sign of Scorpio. So it's a positive bit there. He's going to support the commander. Now, Mars is giving an exalted aspect. Please be watchful, but you are going to bring the rightful aggression when it comes to your business. If you are a business person watching this, especially if you are a restaurateur relating to technology, any kind of engineering fields, you are going to exhibit in real estate for that matter. You are going to be very vehemently expressing your thought process as to what should be done with your partners, with your customers, and you will be making some very accurate decisions as well. So good time to make money on that front. It's giving an aspect to the 8th as well. So please be watchful with respect to some unexpected challenges coming your way, but most probably you will be able to overcome them as well, because Saturn, which is the lord of it, has come into the 9th house. So some turbulence will be there, but you will have the ability to overcome that. Venus is currently sitting exalted. So from this month's perspective, I think you look pretty solid. Mars is giving an aspect to your 4th house as well. So remember, some bit of change in emotions, expressions could be wild for you, and you will have to be watchful on that area too. There will be lack of peace. Why? Because potentially Mercury, which is also giving an aspect to the seventh house, is giving an aspect your fourth house into the sign of Libra in the seventh, whilst he is in the sign of Aries. So that becomes critical, guys, because whilst Mercury has come out of debilitation, he was still getting his Nich Bhanga, and he is giving that aspect into the fourth now, along with a debilitated aspect of Sun into the fourth house in the sign of Libra. So your speech, the way you are going to articulate your thoughts, the way you are going to communicate yourself is going to become hyper critical, hyper important. So just be watchful on those areas. Now, as we move ahead, you will notice that Mercury, which happens to be the lord of your 12th house as well as your third house, is currently going to be transiting from your ninth to your 10th. And it's an important transit because Mercury gains directional strength when it comes into the 10th house. The third house lord coming into the 10th is going to be a definitive indicator that you are going to bring enormous amount of hard work, strength with respect to your karma, with respect to your profession. You are not going to leave any stone unturned when it comes to running those opportunities coming your way, especially with people who are self-employed, self-started or startup oriented. You are going to see a definitive change of pace coming your way. Now, this also could indicate that many of you would be looking forward to start with something as a side hustle, or maybe take newer initiatives in your current workplace as well. This will also indicate that even if you are not a working professional, even if you are not a business person, you will bring your knowledge, your education, your karma in whatever sphere of life you are. Some degree of improvement, heightened effort is going to be seen with Mercury's presence in the 10th house. Involvement of your speech, formal communication, expression, especially people who are related into jobs that require communication to the Zelt. It could be formal communication in terms of sales jobs or stand-up comedy for that matter. Any of those things, I think there is going to be a very positive impact coming in with Mercury gaining that directional strength in the 10th house. Remember, you could also see positive placement coming in with respect to any international collaborations, any international opportunities, because the 12th lord is moving 11 places away into the 10th house and gaining directional strength there. This is a very strong indicator of you getting success with respect to any kind of foreign travel, any kind of work visa related issues. It could be change of stance with respect to new opportunities coming your way from abroad. Any of those possibilities could work out for you. Even in your project, you might have to start interfacing, integrating with people who are currently working in a foreign land. And whilst the opportunities might not be evident immediately to you, I would want you to please continue to do your level best in that direction, because it is going to deliver positive outcomes for you there as well. Again, your 10th house is so super activated. You have Sun sitting in an exaltation there. He's the lord of your second house sitting in the 10th, and later he's going to be moving into your 11th house. Very strong Dhan Yoga coming into play for you guys, Cancerians. From a Cancer moon as well as Cancer rising perspective, people who are looking forward to get new job opportunities, new career opportunities, if you are looking forward to make a switch, if you are looking forward to gain admissions into some kind of colleges and stuff, if you are looking forward to actually materialize your stock market trading related work as well, some kind of speculative activities into some sort of fusion. I'm connecting the dots with Mars position into the Lagna as well as connecting the dot because he's the lord of your 10th house, right? And then Sun sitting in exaltation here, Mercury sitting in that placement. Many of you will gain from speculative activities as well. But overall, I see a very positive Dhan Yoga. Unexpected growth is possible for you, but it will not come without your hard work. So it is like you have to put in your best foot forward with the least expectation from your side, and that is when you are going to see the positive repercussions. But amidst all this hard work and all the effort that you're going to be putting in, remember these planets are giving an aspect to your fourth house as well. There will be some degree of botheration, some degree of stress that will keep bothering you. So you will have to overcome your pain points. You will have to overcome your lack of peace. Maybe lack of sleep as well could come. That is the amount of exertion that you might have to put in, Cancerians, in this next 1 month, but it will be rewarding. See, Sun is also going to come into the 11th house. Fame coming your way, social respect coming your way, gains coming your way, and a very strong Dhan Yoga coming your way is looking pretty prominent. Now, it's turning out to be a positive reading, guys. I'm just realizing it is turning out to be a very positive month for you, Cancerians. Look where we've transcended from March all the way to May. Are changing here. And now, Jupiter, which is the lord of your ninth house and your sixth house, is going to be coming into the 12th. I will not deep dive here in terms of what this transit is going to mean for you because I've done a very detailed 20-30 minute video for you there. I will highly urge you to please, after watching this video, go ahead and check out that transit as well. Maybe bookmark it, save it somewhere, because in the next 4 to 5 months, you will have to revisit that video and understand how you can shape things better for yourself. Now, you have 3 planetary conjunction happening in your ninth house. It's an important house for you guys. And Venus is sitting exalted in that house for you. So this is the last month when you have Venus, which is the lord of your 11th house, moving 11 places away from itself. Bhavarth Bhavam concept is getting applied here, guys. And it is placed in the ninth house in exaltation. Cancerians, it's a beautiful combination. I've been talking about the kind of dhan yogas, the kind of Raj yogas that are being formed in transit. Of course, transit has some impact. The major impact can be seen from your natal dasha. But still, with such a positive period panning out for you guys, this is going to be a opportunity where you can fulfill any of your objectives, your goals, wishes during this phase itself. It is like the last 30 days are remaining, because from 31st of May, then Venus is going to transit into your 10th house in the sign of Aries. So last month where you can put your best foot forward to accomplish, and none of that will happen with your karma, with your effort. The good part is, even though I was talking about that, the kind of challenges you can face with Sun giving a debilitated aspect, Mercury giving an aspect, Mars giving an aspect to your fourth house. But the good part is, guys, Venus, which is the lord of fourth, is sitting exalted, forming a Raj Yoga in the ninth house itself. And from the second half of the month, Jupiter is going to give an aspect to that house as well. So you see, even if difficult situations are panning out so beautifully, the chart is creating a scenario that you could be troubled, yet you will have the ability to calm yourself. This is a very positive indicator for many of you who are looking forward to acquire good resources. You could be looking forward to expand on your property. You could be looking forward to expand on your vehicle or any movable, immovable asset. Forget that. This is going to be a wonderful opportunity, which I have mentioned in the Jupiter transit video as well, for you to expand on your knowledge, Cancerians. You can do pretty well in terms of expressing your thoughts, bringing that nurturing capability within you. Beautiful. So this is all positive indicators. Mothers, emotions, connection with your mother, all of that also seems positive, though there could be slight bit of turbulence with respect to her health. So please be watchful, but nothing serious coming in. It is because of the sixth movement of Venus that I am giving that caution. Now, people who are looking forward to go ahead in terms of research, admissions, colleges, post-graduation courses related to research programs, this is going to be a period again which is going to give you tremendous opportunity. If you are pursuing anything in that sort, some kind of revelation, some sort of a gain with respect to your education and knowledge is also imminent, guys. So that is also coming out very strongly. Why? Because you see, Saturn, which is the lord of your 8th house, is sitting with an exalted Venus, which is connecting the dots with the 4th house. So 4th and 8th connection into the ninth. Beautiful. That's a clear indicator there. But also Saturn happens to be the lord of your 7th house, and moving into ninth, it will give you a possibility of getting into some sort of marriage opportunities, or even situations where if you are already married, you will have to put in some more effort. Some sort of a investment will have to be done in terms of your efforts in your marriage. There is a probability that many of you who are already married could embark upon long distance journey with your partner. You could take a pilgrimage for that matter. That is also possible. And the pilgrimage would not necessarily be in a local vicinity. It could be very far away from your place. Say you are living in California like myself, and you start to plan to go to a cold place in the northern part of India, or you're living actually in North India and you end up going to Rameshwaram in South, or you could go to the Vatican City for that matter. You never know. The point I'm trying to indicate here is that pilgrimage in a long distance, something alien, something far away for yourself from where you are, culturally based, that possibility will also come into play. So you could involve into that. You could get involved in terms of a relationship with a person of a different background too. You could come in a new connection that could be of interest to you. But very importantly, I would want you to be watchful of the health of your father as well. There could be a possibility of a turbulence coming in with respect to a relationship at your workplace, with your boss, with your superiors, swallow some level of challenges, swallow some level of pain if it's coming, because you might have to put in an extraordinary amount of effort as well. And that is going to tie down with your karma, with your 10th house bit too, that you might feel some level of resistance, some level of challenge coming in from your superiors. But just accept it and work towards it, because it is going to be rewarding. See, that challenge is bound to happen. And I've talked about this at length in my Saturn video as well. In the Saturn transit into Pisces, I've touched upon this aspect. I would want you to go and revisit. Remember, Saturn is going to come into retrograde. Rahu is any which way is moving into your 8th house. I will be doing a detailed video of Ketu's transit into your 2nd and Rahu's transit into your 8th, where we'll touch upon what these two planets in this axis are going to be delivering for you and what will be the impact of their aspects as well. But whilst that is going to be happen, Saturn is also going to come in a retrograde motion, and he is going to again get into your 8th house. But that will happen from July onwards. So for the month of May, you are pretty good. Saturn and Rahu, though are in the same house, please do not get too worried about this conjunction, because it is two people in the same house but in different rooms. Yes, they are well aware. They acknowledge the presence of somebody they do not like. Yet, because Saturn has moved into his own nakshatra while Rahu is currently in Jupiter's nakshatra, it is moving ahead. It is giving some relief for you. There could be some imminent problems, challenges that might come if you are taking a long distance travel, whether for personal pleasure or work related. But I think eventually you will be in a happy position coming out from there. Ketu is in your 3rd. We've talked about it. There will be situations where you will feel as if giving up. You will feel too tired. You will feel not working hard enough. But Cancerians, given that you have such wonderful other placements, I will urge you, since you are watching Dev Astrology, where we keep on saying learn to rule your planets, I will urge you guys, please fight that emotion of lethargy, of being lazy, of like giving up in situations. There will be certain disappointments, I'm not denying that, but fighting those disappointments and sailing through is going to be extremely rewarding. And many of you will put your comments, I know this, and say, Dave, you are right. All right. I hope, guys, you've enjoyed this reading. If you have, then you must smash on that like button, subscribe to Their Astrology, and keep watching.